Welcome back. Let's continue discussing interval qualities and inversions. Part 2, interval qualities. So we have F to B flat, F to C, and F to F. Now we know that those are a fourth, a fifth, and an octave, because we're counting all of the note names, just like we did for part 1. Now, in F major and F minor, those are pretty much always going to be perfect. Perfect fourth, perfect fifth, and perfect octave. Let's talk about when they're not perfect. So we have an F to a B flat, which is a perfect fourth. Fourths can be perfect, augmented, or diminished. They're most likely, however, to be perfect or augmented. To augment something means to make it bigger, to diminish something means to make it smaller. So we need to make the interval space between F and B bigger. So instead of making it a B flat, we have to raise it by a half step and make it B natural. Which sounds like that. Now, fifths can be perfect, augmented, or diminished, but they're most likely, again, to be perfect or diminished. So we have to lower it by a half step to make it diminished. So we have to make a C flat. Let's talk about the other scale degrees and the other letters and the other notes. So we have a second, a third, a sixth, and a seventh. And of course, we also have unison, which is usually perfect. Seconds, thirds, sixths, and sevenths are going to be major. F to G, F to A, F to D, and F to E. In F minor, or in a minor key, they're going to become minor, mostly. So we have minor 3, minor 6, minor 7. Major 2, however, F to G, the first to the second scale degree, is going to stay the same, usually between major and minor scales. Sonatina in F starts out with and we have this F to E. Now we know that's a minor second because they're only one half step apart and we're counting two notes, F and E, so it's got to be a second. The same thing happens, the same interval, but it's on a different note. So you see how are different notes, but they're the same interval. They're both minor seconds, even though they start on different notes. They're minor seconds, again, because they are only one half step apart. Let's look at a few others. So we have B flat to G. There's a couple different ways to think about that. So we can have our major minor scale method where we think about what G is in a B flat major scale. Does it exist in that scale? If we write out our note names, or if we just think about them, we can think, yes, G is in the key of B flat. It naturally occurs as a major sixth. That's the interval. Or we can think, well, I know a perfect fifth, B to F, and then a sixth is just right above that. Let's try one that's a little bit trickier. So we have F to B natural, which we did already, remember? So normally we'd have F to B flat in the key of F, which is a perfect fourth. So we know this is still a fourth because it uses a B, but it's not a B flat. Doesn't sound perfect to me. It's a B natural. So we've raised the B flat 1/2 step to a B natural, which means what? We raised it, we made the interval larger. It's still a B, so we know it's a fourth. We went from 6 half steps to 7 half steps, which is another way of thinking about it. It's going to be augmented or diminished. Which one? Augmented. It's an augmented fourth. So, part 3, inversions. Let's take A to E, for example. That's a fifth. A, B, C, D, E. E to A is a fourth. And using our major minor scale method, we can determine that they are both perfect. So if that's middle C on the keyboard, and this is A, and we go up a fifth to E, and then we go up a fourth, we're back at A again. Interesting. This means that the intervals are inversionally related. So perfect fourths and perfect fifths are inversionally related. Let's try it starting on a fourth. Will a perfect fourth give us a perfect fifth? It will. It goes both ways. Let's try it with a totally different interval. F to A. We know it's a third, and then A to F, which we can count as a sixth. Now F to A is a major third, and if we use our major minor scale method, we would see that F sharp would work in the key of A, but we don't have an F sharp, we have an F natural. So that means it has to be minor. So if we take F to A and then A to F, we can see something similar. They're also inversionally related. So we have perfect fourths, perfect fifths, major thirds, and minor sixths. And we also have major sixth to minor third, minor 2 to major 7, major 2 to minor 7. Now there's an easier way to remember all of this. Think of the quality. The qualities are going to swap when you invert an interval. Instead of major, you're going to have minor. Instead of minor, you're going to have major. You're also going to swap the numeral. So you're going to swap 3 for 6, 6 for 3. And get this, those numerals should add up to 9. So 4 and 5, 2 and 7, 3 and 6, they all add up to 9. And you can do that math. Perfect is going to stay perfect unless it's augmented or diminished. Let's talk about that. So, E to B flat, weird. We know it's a fifth, right? But it's lowered a half step. It's not a perfect fifth. Fifths can only be perfect or diminished. They can be augmented, but we don't usually call that interval an augmented fifth. Now, is that diminished fifth going to give us an augmented fourth? It should. Let's try it. So we're going to have to start on B flat, right? E, and then B flat should get us to E. B, C, D, E. Okay, that's a fourth. So when we think about B to E flat being a fourth, that sounds right. That sounds like it's going to be perfect, and it is, but this isn't an E flat. It's an E natural. We've raised it a half step, and it's augmented. You may pause the video here for a guide to interval qualities. You may pause the video here for a guide to inversionally related intervals. Thank you so much for watching. Please subscribe to my channel for more content. I love doing this stuff, and I went through this really quickly, but I'd be happy to explain more and more and more. Thank you again for watching. Subscribe, like this video, and enjoy music theory. Goodbye.